Hello my dear children. In the previous classes we have learned history. Hope you all understand it. Today we are going to study geography. Our first chapter is about resources. The complete textbook of geography deals with various types of resources. So in this session we are going to discuss about resources, the types of resources, conserving resources, and about sustainable development. Let us discuss them in detail. What are resources? Resources are everywhere around us. The water we drink when we are thirsty, the electricity we use in our homes, the vehicle we use to get home from school, our textbooks, all are resources. So you might be wondering what makes an object or substance a resource. If any object or a substance is usable or profitable or beneficial for you, then it is a resource. That means all these resources have something in common. They have all been used by you, so they have utility. Utility or usability is what makes an object or substance a resource. Then how does something become a resource? Well, things become resource when only they have a value. Now what value refers to here is the worth of a product, and it depends upon the use and utility of the resource. Take the example of money. We need money for everything that we buy or use, be it food items, clothes, transport, house, etc. If we did not need money to buy these essentials, they would have no value. On the other hand, a beautiful landscape may not have a value. But both are essential and important to satisfy human needs. That is, some resources have economic value and some do not. And also there are some other resources that can be economically valuable with time. If your grandmother's simplest remedy for cold, it may not be a thing to be sold in the market, but it is a remedy that is known in the entire family. And also it is something of personal value to you. But if they are patented and sold by a medical firm tomorrow, they could become economically valuable. What I said? Patented. What is meant by patent? Do you know? Patent means the exclusive right over any idea or invention. That is what I said. If that grandmother's remedy is patented and sold by a medical firm, it could become economically valuable. You see, something your grandmother known for ages would suddenly gain economical value over time. So time and technology are two important factors that can change substances into resources. Both are related to the needs of the people. People themselves are the most important resource. Because you know why? It is their ideas, knowledge, inventions and discoveries that lead to the creation of more resources. Take for example the invention of fire. The invention of fire led to the practice of cooking. Similarly, the invention of wheel. When it was discovered, no one knew that it would become a part of our day-to-day life. Now let us move on to our next topic. Types of resources. Resources are generally classified into three: natural resources, human resources, and human-made resources. See the first classification, natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. The air we breathe, the water in our rivers and lakes, the soils, minerals are all natural resources. We can say these resources are the free gifts of nature. Natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development, origin, stock and distribution. On the basis of their development and use, resources can be classified into two groups: actual resources and potential resources. Actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known. That means these resources are being used in the present. But potential resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known, and these are not being used at present. Let us know the second classification. On the basis of origin, resources are classified into biotic or abiotic. Soils, rocks and minerals are abiotic, but plants and animals are biotic resources. Now the third classification, renewable and non-renewable resource. As its name indicates, renewable resources are those which get renewed or replenished quickly. But non-renewable resources are those which have a limited stock. Let us check the last classification on the basis of distribution. It is ubiquitous resource and localized resource. Resources that are found everywhere like the air are ubiquitous, but those which are found only in certain places are localized like copper. So these are the classifications of natural resources. Now second, human resources. When talking about human resources, we are human resources. People are human resources. Education and health help in making people a valuable resource. Take the case of human-made resources. People use these to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery and vehicles. Technology is also a human-made resource. Our third topic is conserving resources. What is meant by that? Conserve, to preserve, to protect. How can we conserve our resources? We can conserve resources by practicing the 3 R's. So what are the 3 R's? Yes, recycle, reuse and reduce. Each person can contribute by reducing, recycling and reusing things. Take the example of water. We can reduce it, reuse it and also recycle it. As a responsible citizen, we should mainly conserve our soil, water, biodiversity and forest. So we are nearing the finish line of the chapter. The last topic, sustainable development. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called a sustainable development. We can care for life. We can improve the quality of human life and conserve the earth's vitality and diversity. And also minimize the depletion of natural resources. Change personal attitude and practices towards the environment. Enable communities to care for their own environment. Here is a short video to help you understand sustainable development easier. So let's watch it.
There once was a little girl called Amina. She lived with her grandfather. He was very old and had lived a long life. One day, her grandfather was in the garden planting a date tree. "But how long will it take for the dates to grow?" she asked her grandfather. "They will be ready in about 5 years, Amina," he said. Why will grandfather put in so much effort? Amina thought to herself, when he might not even live to eat the tasty fruit. When I was a little boy, my own grandfather planted a date tree for me to enjoy. It is now my turn to do the same for you. As Amina got older and taller, so did the date tree. One day, when she was a young woman, she noticed the bright orange dates starting to appear. Then another and another, until the tree was full of sweet, juicy dates. Sometimes we can't always see the benefit of things we do now. So now it's my turn to plant a tree. And just knowing others will benefit is enough. My name is Amina, and I believe in sustainable change.
Now you understand understand what is sustainable change. So these are the principles of a sustainable society given here. Read it, learn it, and revise it. So that is all about our chapter resources. Before concluding, let's recap what we have learned today. We learned about resources, the types of resources, natural resources, human-made resources, and human resources. And then we discussed about resource conservation and sustainable development. It's time to save our natural resources. So thank you. Have a nice day.